We've got the official college football playoff rankings. Everybody's been freaking out about them for 4 days. We're live on a Wednesday night. Boy, I was hoping tomorrow was Friday. Live on a Wednesday night, Onorato and Miller with you here, Chris and Ash. Might be the best Sunday in the NFL so far this season.
Okay.
We will spend a little more time on our picks this week, not because they're any good, but because the matchups are interesting enough to talk about. We are not going to pick the game that involves a 44-year-old quarterback, potentially. We've got a firing in college football, big news out of the Big Ten, and the MLB hot stove is already cooking. It's Onorato and Miller. Let's go.
This is Onorato and Miller, sponsored by Alpenhaus.
Alpenhaus, Marcella's Novice Performance Industrial with us here on O&M, and let's just do it.
And now, dirty, difficult, and done. Sponsored by Performance Industrial.
Bill and Karen Miller, their great squad at Performance Industrial. Never a job that's too dirty or too difficult for them to get it done. We thought Philip Rivers was done. He is not. Just turned 44 years old. And maybe, again, live on a Wednesday night here, I'll have to figure out for the Colts, maybe going to be the starting quarterback for an Indianapolis Colts team, 8-5, trying to stay in the playoff hunt here with a brutal stretch of games to finish up the season, especially when you consider how good the defenses are that they are going to play. So this is not an easy ask for a 44-year-old against a Division I college team, let alone the best in the world in the NFL. But you know what? Will I watch on Sunday if he plays?
Yes.
Of course I will.
You'll watch even
will
if he
I
doesn't
root
play.
for him if he plays? You better believe it.
Because how good is that?
I've always thought he was a very likable guy to begin with. I know back in the San Diego Chargers days, people thought, he rubbed people the wrong way at times because of his brash attitude. But his press conferences were always entertaining. He played with great passion. And so I've always liked Philip Rivers. If the games weren't good already, which they are, this is a storyline we needed late in the season. The divisions are close races.
Yeah.
The games are really good this week, and now we've got this.
This just seems a little ridiculous. Like, there's no way he's if he's playing in this game, it's because they're in dire straits, which they are.
They are.
But you're basically putting your life on the line. This is a guy who, I get it, athletically, he's probably fine. And he probably still knows lingo, but he will have zero. He'll have 3 days of practice to learn the lingo.
Well, you've seen the story that J.J. Watt tweeted this out from some of the production meetings because he's going to call the game for CBS with Ian Eagle. Philip Rivers was running Shane Steichen's offense for his son's high school football team. So the verbiage is probably the same to a degree. It's not going to be as detailed.
Listen, he played for Steichen with the Chargers. Right. Steichen was a coach. Yep. So I get it, but it's still not the same. Like, you're not going in there and running out 25-word play calls.
No, but you're going to dumb the thing down. This is like, you almost have to treat it like a rookie making his first start, right? Where you're going to just basically cut the playbook in half, or what a lot of times what happens, right, is the head coach, or the play caller, in this case, Steichen, will meet with the starting quarterback a couple of nights before the game and say, okay, what don't you like?
Right.
We're taking it out.
Here are the 15 plays you're going to run.
What the risk they run here is Rivers is going to want to get the ball out of his hands so quickly.
That guy doesn't want to get hit.
They're going to play press coverage like crazy because you realize, there's really no threat of him sitting in the pocket for 5 seconds. This thing's coming out 2 seconds.
I was going to say, and he's probably not throwing it 50 yards on the fly anymore. So I just think like that guy, he gets hit once and he's going to break. I know 44 isn't that old and that Brady played into his 40s, but Brady's one of a kind and never stopped playing for 5 years. Like
Brady was 45.
Dude hasn't played a game in 4+5 years.
Correct. It was 2020, the season with the Colts. The last images we have of him is wearing a mask pulled down over his chin post game, saying "good game" to everybody.
I mean, I love it. I fear for his well-being a little bit.
How does that conversation go? He's a grandfather. He has
insane.
9 kids, I think. How does that conversation go with his wife? Hey, honey,
they're going to pay me a big check to go back and hit the football field.
The Colts want me to go back to play. I think I know he's made enough in his career.
I'm just surprised
but it's a shot to do something special.
This is it. Like, this is the best option. Not like signing somebody off the street. They're signing him off the street. Signing somebody off a practice squad somewhere. Signing somebody from somewhere else that has played a football game in the recent past.
So I think I have 2 schools of thought on this. To your point, getting somebody up to speed quickly, Rivers is familiar enough with this offense that, okay, we can, and any offense, right? He's been through so many games, and I get that it's been 5 years. 5 years is a long time. But you trust him to come in and learn something very quickly more than a 26-year-old, right, who doesn't have a lot of starting experience in the league, but also just the familiarity with Steichen and the verbiage and this type of offense, right? But also, let's say it is Riley Leonard. Daniel Jones is likely out for the year. Anthony Richardson still is not healthy. And so if you just need a guy who's willing to ride this thing out for the next 4 weeks and maybe beyond, you've got Philip Rivers to kind of help Riley Leonard come along. So my 2 schools of thought here is in case of emergency, break glass, like Philip Rivers, get him in there because we trust that he might have a shot at pulling this thing off. And 2, he can really kind of help Riley Leonard come along if need be.
I'm not sure there will be anything more exciting to me on Sunday than Philip Rivers playing quarterback.
Yeah.
If it happens.
Yeah. Jeff is checking in from Harding Mazzotti Arena. Let's go Thunder, a Wednesday night game. Love that. Sam is with us as well. Yes, Sam, happy holidays. Merry Christmas. No show Christmas week. That reminds me.
Wow. So next week is it. Then we get a week off.
I believe we'll do one New Year's week just because we've got a lot of college football playoff games happening.
Although that's New Year's Day.
Yeah, 1 game New Year's Eve, 3 games New Year's Day.
Do we do a Friday? Well, we can't because then we can't get it
do
in.
Friday. We'll talk to the powers that be and see if it's even worth it. Vikings could use them. I don't know, JJ McCarthy and the Vikings, what they win last week?
33-0?
At least. Yeah.
Against the Raiders?
Washington. They're
Washington,
terrible. Commanders are so bad. so bad. And the Giants get them this week. Was talking to a buddy today on the phone about draft order already, and the Giants having the number 1 pick as it stands today. We'll get into that here, and the Giants schedule the rest of the way, which could certainly knock them out of first round pick contention. All right, that's our dirty difficult done for the week here on Onorato and Miller. Didn't see that one coming.
Didn't see it coming.
Didn't see that one coming. Here's the breaking news from Wednesday.
Didn't see this coming either.
Me neither. And I understand that Michigan people in general were not happy with the potential, not necessarily the performance of Sharon Brown so far, but the potential. Just felt like, is he really going to be the guy to make sure this program stays on the upward trajectory? Look at what Indiana has become, Ohio State, of course, the Big Ten now with the infusion of those Pac-12 teams like Oregon and USC. Okay. Fired for cause. Reportedly had an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. And so I don't believe Michigan was looking for a reason to get rid of Sharon Brown because the timing of it now is a little like, right, if you were going to fire the guy, you would have liked to have done it weeks ago and would have been first in line to get the hottest head coach,
but he gave you a reason
on the market. Now Michigan says we have a reason.
Lean into it.
And so if you didn't love him anyway going forward to lead this program, here's your reason. You can move on. What do they do? I don't know. Haven't even put a ton of thought into what they might do. They have an interim head coach. I cannot imagine he coaches week 1. Biff Poggi, right? I just can't imagine he's coaching week 1 or week 0, whatever the heck they're playing next year.
Yeah.
So see what Michigan does here. 9-3, pretty good year, but understanding the potential of the quarterback they have there, all the money to spend, Michigan becomes very interesting. And is there a fired NFL head coach that gets this job? Brian Dable's name had been thrown around for the Penn State job. Does something like that happen? We'll see.
I always think like the guy like a Bob Chesney who went to UCLA, who's probably like, ooh, I went too early. Can I pull it back and go? Like, does somebody flip like that? You know what I mean? I don't know. Those guys are probably all signed, sealed, and delivered.
Would you rather have Florida's job or Michigan's job?
Michigan.
Right. So
I would, but maybe not. That's maybe not the answer for everybody.
I would take the Michigan job over those two. And yeah, all the guys who went to Florida, Arkansas, UCLA.
Like a lot of the mid-major guys moved. So USF's coach and Tulane's coach and JMU's coach. Like,
and I'm not saying Michigan would have hired those guys, right?
No,
but a lot of them would have gotten an interview and a look, and maybe you have an opportunity when you're in the room to win over some people.
Fran Brown. He's not hot enough.
That one cooled off quickly.
Well, it could heat back up pretty quickly,
of course,
though, too.
Of course. Angeli healthy next year. They get out to a 4-0 start. Yeah. Guess what? Oh, boy.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right, we'll take a break here on Onorato and Miller. When we come back, the college football rankings are set. Our thoughts on those, as people have been talking about them now for 4 days. We'll look at those first-round matchups as well. See what we like as maybe a potential upset, a team that is playing in the first round that could make a deep run. That's all ahead on Onorato and Miller. We're back in a minute.
Imagine coming home after a long day and slipping into your own personal hot tub from Wellness Spas. Let the stress of the day melt away as you soak in the therapeutic benefits of the water. Our team at Alpenhaus wants to help you relax and enjoy the advantages of owning your very own hot tub. Now offering a whole new lineup from Wellness Spas, featuring models from their City Life and Peak Life lines. Alpenhaus Pools and Hot Tubs. Visit us at Clifton Park Center and Route 30 in Amsterdam.
At Marcella's Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on. For cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair, you can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus.
Our football playoff rankings are out. The 12 teams in. And nobody's ever going to be completely satisfied, right? Even if and when, and it's a matter of when, not if, this thing goes to 16 teams. Teams 17, 18, 19, right, will have a gripe that hey, we should have gotten in.
Yeah. I wonder if you think, though, like someone's getting left out who has a legit chance to win a national championship, which I think...
No, never.
I think that's what Notre Dame people feel like.
Yeah. Yes.
So that won't happen when you have 16 teams. I don't believe.
Yeah. I think you're right there, Ash. And it doesn't happen in the NCAA basketball tournament where teams 69 and 70 are like, hey, we could have gotten. No, you're not going to win 6 straight games.
And I'm not saying that Notre Dame would have been my pick, but I think they have an argument.
Notre Dame would have been viewed as a top 4 or 5 threat to win the title, I believe, because of their defense and the running game.
Yeah, and I mean, they don't have the holes that some of these other teams have. Like,
now, are they Indiana? No. Are they Ohio State? No. But Georgia doesn't blow you away. Texas Tech, I think, is maybe one of the more impressive teams on your screen right now. Oregon, who did they beat? Ole Miss.
Oklahoma can't score.
Right, yeah. Anyway, let's quickly do this. It's been done ad nauseum.
Quickly. There's no fun in quickly here.
Notre Dame left out is shocking on a couple of levels. But the most egregious one is the way the College Football Playoff Committee handled the process the whole time.
Yeah, yes.
That's the biggest problem. Have the team, Notre Dame, inside the top 10 in every ranking.
I know.
And then all of a sudden, poof.
They're gone.
They didn't even play.
They didn't play and they're gone.
Miami started at 18 in the College Football Playoff ranking. Didn't beat anybody after that point, and all of a sudden they get moved into the top 10. And this idea that, well, the committee, we weren't viewing Notre Dame and Miami side by side because they weren't ranked one after the other. Why not? They were 10 and 12. That's not a big leap to go, okay, if BYU loses to Texas Tech and we're faced with the Notre Dame Miami possibility, let's all look at this, everybody. The committee chairman says we never even did the side by side until they were ranked one after the other. Now, I don't have a problem with head to head being the ultimate trump card here. But if that's the case, then really the gap should not have been as wide as 9 to 18. The rankings initially came out, Notre Dame to Miami. You could have had a Miami ahead of Notre Dame from the very beginning.
Right.
When the committee decided to move Alabama up from 10 to 9 after barely beating Auburn in the Iron Bowl, and Notre Dame shellacked Stanford, I thought,
you got the feeling?
They're setting up here. They're setting up to move Notre Dame out and keep Alabama in, even if they slide to 10. Now, one other just quick bone to pick here. BYU gets punished for losing the Big 12 championship game, and they got beat up by Texas Tech.
They should. It's I know.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So they get punished. Alabama doesn't.
I know.
They lost by 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
Alabama has the worst loss out of any team on your screen. And that was week 1, which we're all pretending is so important between Miami and Notre Dame. Why doesn't Alabama's loss to Florida State matter? Like that hasn't been discussed at all. Alabama's got the worst loss out of any team on your screen right now. And then, so that was week 1. First impression, last impression, lose by 3 touchdowns to Georgia. I'm not saying on a neutral field, Alabama wouldn't and couldn't beat Notre Dame.
Right.
But it just feels like, boy, Notre Dame lost by a total of 4 points to 2 teams in the playoff.
Yeah, for once, I agree. In terms of Notre Dame should be in. I don't know a lot of people on this planet who are neutral parties who don't believe that. I'm a neutral party. I don't care about Alabama. I don't care about Notre Dame, despite knowing many, many people who love Notre Dame. Yeah. I don't. Notre Dame should be in. It's stupid if you cannot back the way that this was done. It doesn't make any sense. If you did it a different way, okay, fine. Then maybe I see how it happens. But I still don't. I understand what they did to BYU. BYU doesn't deserve to be in.
No, they don't.
The eye test, they got whipped by Texas Tech twice. I get it. It's not the same. But at the same time, you can't put that Alabama team in, I don't believe, or you have to leave Miami out. Like, it's, for me, the least important loss of the season is week 1. That's for me. Because I don't believe when you're going out there, you could have a first-time quarterback. You could have any number of things. This team hasn't played a real game against real competition. It could get so much better than where it started in week 1. And I think for most of the teams on your screen, it did.
And I'm not going to defend, I know there are Notre Dame haters out there. I'm not going to defend Notre Dame's schedule. It's not strong. No. Or the team, like the best team they beat, USC, and then they later beat a ranked Navy and Pitt team. Those teams fell out of the rankings. I'm not going to defend the schedule. And yet, shockingly, Notre Dame's strength of schedule and strength of record are not bad when you look at the rankings. In fact, I believe they're both ahead of Miami. I understand the SEC gauntlet, right, of A&M and Oklahoma and Alabama, all teams ahead. Let's all agree that Alabama and Miami deserve to be in. Ashley brought up the point that if we go to 16, teams 17 and 18 likely will not have a case
if they do
to say we could have won the national championship.
We're playing some.
Well, you're looking at 2 teams out of 12 that have zero chance, not to win a national championship, to win a single game. Tulane and Ole Miss already played this year. The Rebs absolutely blew the doors off Tulane. Now, I don't care if Lane Kiffin's there or not. Yeah. Lane Kiffin could have been coaching from bed, and Ole Miss would have dominated Tulane. They're going to do it again. It's not going to happen. Football is not the NCAA basketball tournament where you can get a 16 beat in a 1. Not going to happen. And JMU has no chance against Oregon. Let's remember, these are home games for Oregon and Ole Miss. It's not a neutral field where all things could be equal and something weird might happen. These are home games. The Ducks and the Rebels, I have to believe, are going to roll. And if they don't, if somehow Tulane or JMU win, they have zero chance of winning a second game.
You just said they had zero, so you can't say it again.
They have negative chance of winning a second game. You want to put one group of 5, or now what has become a group of 6 team in here? Fine, right? That makes us feel good. The little guy gets in. Cool. 2 is absurd. It's a joke. We're supposed to get the 12 most qualified teams in this playoff. You want to put 1 in, I can live with that. 2? 20% of the field? No. That's not quite 20%. What is it? 18%? No. I cannot get down with that at all. When you're leaving out, we've already done Notre Dame, fine. A 2-loss Vanderbilt team in the SEC? A Texas team that now just looks better and better every week? This is... We fixed last year when we were like, oh my gosh, what are we doing giving teams like Boise State and Arizona State buys? We fixed that problem. We've got another problem on our hands here. Will the committee fix it, or will they put a Band-Aid over it and say we're expanding to 16? That's the path of least resistance is expansion to 16. The difficult decision, where we actually have to think critically, use our brains, which they clearly aren't good at doing, would be to find a solution here to not letting this happen. When you've got a stinker of a conference like the ACC, and the championship game winner can't even get into the field, how are we handling that? The solution is not to put in a second group of 16.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I was thinking too, like it doesn't make any sense that if we have the best team, like Miami's the best team in the ACC, they're not playing in the ACC championship game.
So the ACC also needs to figure out the tie breaks, because that's a joke.
It's all kind of backwards. For me, like, some of it has to, and I know people don't like this, but some of it has to be eye test. And I'm all for giving the little guy a chance. I don't mind that Tulane is in. I don't mind that JMU is in. It's not going to be fun for them. But how many 16-1 we've seen that are 50-point games? Fine. I don't care.
And look,
you still go play the game.
Tennessee got blown out last year at Ohio State, right? Indiana got blown out at Notre Dame last year. We saw it.
It happens. But I still think, like, I would leave Tulane and JMU in. I would still swap out Alabama and Miami for 2 other teams. Like, give me Vanderbilt and give me Notre Dame.
Let me hit pause on this real quick. We'll get to the first round matchups here. Any issue with Notre Dame not playing in the bowl game?
Nope.
Okay. How come? Because a lot of people are saying, oh, I didn't get what I wanted. I'm taking my ball. I'm going home.
Yeah, fine.
Clark Lee, who coached at Notre Dame, I found his quote interesting. We're going to play in a bowl game. We love playing football here. I thought it's a great tough guy quote. You're Vanderbilt and you just became good 2 years ago.
What if you don't think they're as disappointed as Notre Dame not to be in, and you've got a team like Tulane and JMU in? Like,
sure, but I don't think
disappointed.
there was shock for Vanderbilt because they were never inside that ranking where it felt like, okay, we got a shot to go here. It's crazy stuff had to happen for them to get in. So there wasn't that build up and then disappointment. Yes, of course, they feel like they could win a game or multiple games in this field. I don't have a problem with it either. I have long said, going back to when after the BCS where we only had 2 teams, when we went to 4 teams, I was like, I'm good. I don't need to watch any other bowl game because they really, quote unquote, don't matter. Yeah. And
I like that more games matter. Because you're right, no bowl game matters.
Notre Dame's AD, I think, said it really well this week when he was like, you know, look, we're disappointed. The captains said to Marcus Freeman, we really don't want to play in a bowl game. We're too, we were supposed to be in the playoff. I can't imagine us now getting juiced up for a bowl game, the Pop-Tarts Bowl. And also said, and let's be honest, like if we want to go play the Pop-Tarts Bowl, how many guys are opting out of that game because they're draft eligible, don't want to get injured? And I backed that. I backed it ever since Christian McCaffrey did it. I said, yeah, why would you put yourself at risk there? So too many factors here for Notre Dame it doesn't make sense to go play a bowl game. I'm good with the decision too. But the Notre Dame haters are going to hate, and that's okay.
That's fine. But here's the deal. Don't do me wrong and then expect not to get it done back to you. And that's how I feel. Like
vengeance.
And that's it. Like you really messed up by not putting Notre Dame in, for Notre Dame to then be like, oh yeah, no problem. Let me go play in your stupid bowl game that doesn't matter. No, I'm not going to play in your bowl game. I'm not going to give you the TV ratings. I'm not going to give all the money. No, and no. And good for them for standing up for themselves. Like, I hope it has an effect. And I think it will because they're Notre Dame. There aren't a lot of teams who could say, nope, we're not playing in the bowl game, and have the NCAA, whether they believe, is like, ooh, they flinched and they don't like it. So good for Notre Dame because you get what you get. And by making that decision, you have to be okay with the consequences of it. This is what happens. And I always say, like, you make decisions in life, they all have consequences. Yeah. The NCAA made a decision. The College Football Playoff Committee made a decision. You can't then be upset with the consequences of what comes after it.
Okay. Do not cross Ashley Miller. Sam, it's good to have you on this week's show, man. I know every now and then he'll take a little social media break. Good to have you with you, buddy. We see your comments. We're popping them up as well. And he made the point too, right? The conference championship games will become obsolete at some point.
They already are.
And maybe as soon as next
year. They basically are.
Maybe
Duke wins, they're not in. Miami doesn't play in it. Like BYU loses and gets.
And a lot of teams want to avoid it now, right? Yeah. Like Ole Miss was, I'm sure, like, we don't want to play in this thing. And it worked out perfectly for Ole Miss because it could have been a third loss, which might have been
the end.
Damaging. Might have been damaging.
But for a team like
apparently
Alabama,
not, because Alabama was 9 and they didn't fall out. Ole Miss was 6.
Depends on who you are.
Do you see an upset in the first round?
Do I see an upset? Alabama would be my answer, and that I wouldn't consider it an upset. I don't think Alabama's that good. I really don't think Oklahoma's that good. Oklahoma can't score. So it wouldn't surprise me if Oklahoma wins, but I think if there is one, it's a mild upset. I don't think Miami beats Texas A&M.
Alabama is a 1.5 favorite at Oklahoma.
There you go. So technically, it's not an upset.
A&M 3.5 point favorite. Ole Miss 17.5. Oregon 21.5.
Holy smokes! I wouldn't be surprised if JMU covers. 21.5 is a big number for that team, but crazier things have happened.
I had checked the stat here. I think had -3 rushing yards in the SEC championship.
It wasn't good.
Georgia. They have struggled to run the ball all season against SEC opponents. And Oklahoma has one of the best defenses in the sport. If I
maybe neither team will score.
Had the app open here still, I'd be interested in what the over-under is. It's probably low 40s, high 30s. And yeah, it won't be a pretty game. Probably be a close game though, because to your point, I don't think anybody's going to severely outscore the other. Out of the teams on the screen to make a little bit of a run here, I like A&M. Right, like we've all just kind of forgotten that for most of the season they were a top 2, top 3 team. Yep. Defense has been good, really good pass rush. It wouldn't shock me if Miami won that game, but if A&M can win, they could go on a little bit of a run.
How much fun would it be if it's Ole Miss?
Oh, it'd be great. It'd be great.
I need the Ole Miss lane train story to keep on chugging.
And I don't know that it would be great for the sport. I don't want to say that. It would
fun.
It would bring a lot of attention to the sport. I don't know that it'd be great for the sport because we just go back through history again about Lane leaving a school. But yeah, I'll root for Ole Miss.
But LSU allowing the rest of his staff to go back and coach that team, like this, it's interesting because there aren't a lot of schools that would do that.
Yep.
I'm glad they have. Lane's got bonuses built in. If
I
they
read
go
this to you. Andrew Brandt sends a newsletter every Sunday morning that I love to read. He was a Packers executive, and now he is just kind of in the sports business space. And he pointed out that LSU has agreed to pay Lane Kiffin all of his college football playoff bonuses. So for every win Ole Miss gets, Lane Kiffin gets paid by LSU.
That man has figured it out. Meanwhile, LSU's making its final payment to Ed Orgeron, who hasn't coached for them in 7 years.
Yeah. Who's playing, Sam? Who's playing?
Oh, this will be a fun one. Like Wisconsin versus somebody.
Here we go. It's Penn State.
Oh.
Penn State.
Okay.
Who are they playing?
Cool.
Don't know.
Penn State's not even any good anymore.
No, not terrible, though. They started to kind of figure it out with a backup quarterback a little bit as the season went on.
I have the funniest
Penn State and Clemson, which was the national championship pick for not me, but for a lot of people.
Sports Illustrated had picked them very high, like 2 and 3.
Cover to start the year. Yeah. But I mean, people thought that'd be the title game.
This is my funny story. I'm so far behind on my Sports Illustrated magazines. We're on the train to New York over the weekend, and I'm reading the September issue, which is a college, an NFL preview, but also a college football preview. Looking back and knowing what we know now,
it's funny.
And looking back to the picks and the Heisman picks, I mean, holy cow, was it all so wrong? Penn State, Clemson, it's all so wrong. And it's so good.
Quick time out here on Onorato and Miller. When we come back, we still have our NFL Week 15 picks to come. And MLB's hot stove, a couple of big names leaving the New York Mets in free agency. One of them going where else but the Dodgers. Back right after this.
The great thing about novices, no matter who you are, they're going to put all the detail in the world into your brand. I feel like they have been a big part of my success, making me feel comfortable. This is Harrison Butker, Super Bowl champion kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Claim your crown.
Get ready for the thrill of a lifetime with Tracker fishing boats. Available at Alpenhaus. Feel the rush as you reel in your trophy catch, supported by Trackers. Prepare to conquer any challenge with cutting-edge tech at your fingertips and the freedom to explore without limits. Make waves this season and experience the ultimate fishing adventure with Tracker fishing boats at Alpenhaus. Your source for fun since 1964.
The great thing about novices, no matter who you are, they're going to put all the detail in the world into your brand. I feel like they have been a big part of my success, making me feel comfortable. This is Harrison Butker, Super Bowl champion kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Claim your crown.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus.
All right, MLB hot stove is already heating up and cooking here at the MLB winter meetings. I love the MLB winter meetings, even if only for the rumors that come out of it. But we've got activity here. The Mets have been the most active franchise so far this winter.
In a bad way.
And not even of their own volition, if you will. Let's start at the bottom, right? the Mets made the move to trade Brandon Nimmo to the Rangers for Marcus Semien. I thought that was interesting. And then they signed Devin Williams, which ends up being an insurance policy for Edwin Diaz, who ends up leaving as a free agent for the Dodgers. Here's the shocker. Pete Alonso, who has been Mr. Met for a long time. He's the franchise's all-time leading home run hitter. Broke Darryl Strawberry's record this past season. Gone. 5 years, $155 million. And when he was a free agent a year ago this time, the Mets, nobody wanted to pay him.
Yep.
It was basically down to what we thought was kind of a veiled offer from the Cubs. It wasn't really an offer. And then the Mets came in with a 2-year player option after the first year. Alonso has his best season since his rookie year, declines that player option, and cashes in a big way. 31 and change a year to go to the Baltimore Orioles, a team that finished last in the AL East, but has now one of the best lineups in all of baseball. I think this hurts the Mets more than Mets fans might be willing to let on, because they'll say, oh, well, he had so many down years in between the rookie year and this year. We have Soto. Now we have money to spend on a guy like Kyle Tucker. I hear all that. Marcus Semien. I hear all of it. Alonso was the guy that kept this thing together. He was the Colt hero in Queens.
As was Edwin Diaz.
And I don't know. From a culture standpoint, I wonder how this affects the team.
Yeah, I don't think any of this makes them better. But also, if you're Pete Alonso, and I get it, it's all about money. Do you know how bad the Orioles were this year?
Yeah, bad.
You're going to a bad team.
Yeah.
And I know they were good 2 years ago and 3 years ago, but you're choosing the money to go to a bad team. So you get what you get there. But I still don't think they're, like we say, I still don't think they're far away. When you have a guy like Soto, you signed Williams as some backup. I don't love the Nimmo for Marcus Semien thing. It just kind of feels weird. But yeah, I think they're one really good player away from kind of just being back to where they were. I don't know that I feel.
So if I said to you,
strongly.
Alonso's leaving, Kyle Tucker's coming in, you feel okay about the Mets? I mean, Kyle Tucker's a better overall player than Pete Alonso.
But like you said, the culture, that's not going to be there. Kyle Tucker's like a go to work quietly, don't say boo, go home. And Pete Alonso's sort of that guy too. He's not like the loudest dude, but just the polar bear aura, the whole personality of that, you lose a lot.
Yeah.
And the Edwin Diaz, the whole entrant, there's a lot to be said about the personalities and the way fans feel about those players, even if that's not really the personality of the player.
A lot of Yankees fans would say, good luck with Devin Williams, right?
He'll probably be his old self. He will be his former self that he was in Milwaukee.
Yeah, it kind of got
he'll be
better
the Sonny
in the
Gray,
Bronx, didn't it? Yeah.
He'll be like the Sonny Gray. I don't like New York.
I don't know, man. Don't know what to tell you.
Trumpets up.
Now, look, this is going to be a storyline all winter, right? What are the Tigers doing with Tarek Skubal? Are they going to trade him?
That dude is so good.
Back-to-back Cy Young. I don't know. I'd have a hard time being the general manager that traded Tarek Skubal.
I don't think you get better for trading him.
No. Yanks are in on Kyle Tucker as well. If it isn't going to be Cody Bellinger, right? So the winter meetings continue, and already some fireworks out of there, which is good. I think you said with Pete Alonso, and Kyle Schwarber, by the way, back to the Phillies. I know you said with Alonso, the Orioles aren't any good, but I would say, okay, but last time he felt good about the Mets and a postseason run was...
I mean, I never feel good about the Mets in a postseason run. But
so
that's different.
Take your money.
Most Mets fans do.
Right? I mean, if the Mets weren't going to come close to that offer, you have to take the money.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. If you're him, I get it.
Yeah.
If you're the Met, if you're the Mets, it sucks.
Yeah, no doubt about it. One quick NBA note here. New York Knicks are, if you paid attention at all, anybody, to the NBA Cup. Knicks are in the semifinals in Las Vegas and starting to figure out who we are. with Mike Brown as the head coach. They've won 8 of 9. They're second in the East. They might win the NBA Cup. Again, does anybody care? Don't know. But it would give a boost of confidence, right, for a team that a lot of people had high hopes for.
I care
and
about
started
second
slowly.
in the East. That's what I care about.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Third in the East, Boston Celtics. Who saw that coming?
Surprising.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let me throw this up here in case people are looking for stuff going on. Right, next few weekends, our guy says there's going to be a Forever Franzi Coaches vs. Cancer basketball tournament. I know Eric Medved has been doing this. My guess is it is in that family here in the next few weekends.
Give us the deets. We'll throw them up.
You know it, John, for sure. Always. All right, let's take a break here on O&M. When we come back, we've got a raffle happening right now for the Nash Weston Onorato Memorial Foundation. Our buddy Jim, who owns Big Moose Furniture in the Lake George Outlets, is doing us a big favor. We are raffling off one of his beautiful custom-made signs. We'll tell you about that coming up here. There is a really cool event happening at Middleburg High School this weekend. We'll share that conversation with you about how you can get involved with what is called Hoop Dreams. That's next on O&M.
For the biggest RV event of the year, the Saratoga City Center RV Show. For 4 days only, January 8th through 11th. Explore the latest RVs the industry has to offer and bring the family because admission is free. Take advantage of exclusive show specials. Save thousands on a huge selection of fifth wheels and motorhomes. And we have travel trailers starting as low as $136 a month. This is the lowest pricing you'll see all year. And once the show ends, so do the savings. Don't miss the Saratoga City Center RV Show, January 8th through 11th. Presented by Alpenhaus, helping families have fun and create memories since 1964.
The great thing about novices, no matter who you are, they're going to put all the detail in the world into your brand. I feel like they have been a big part of my success, making me feel comfortable. This is Harrison Butker, Super Bowl champion kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Claim your crown.
Overwhelmed with holiday shopping? Relax. Alpenhaus has you covered. Check out our incredible selection of skis and snowboards and the best in performance winter apparel. And an Alpenhaus gift card is the perfect stocking stuffer. Visit Alpenhaus Ski Shop in Amsterdam, Clifton Park, and High Adventure in Latham.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus.
A really cool event coming up at Middleburg High School this Saturday afternoon from 1 until 3. But if they want to play some overtime, they'll let them play some overtime for sure. It's called Hoop Dreams. We have Amber Johns and Justin Ham in our studio with us this morning from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Thank you so much, guys, for being with us here to talk about this great event that I know, Amber, was spurred to life because of something a camper said to you, right? And so Hoop Dreams is a basketball game for people of all abilities, and so we want people to pack Middleburg High School's gym for this event on Saturday afternoon. What is it like to watch these athletes out on the court?
It's so much fun. I mean, I think everybody's smiling the whole time. Your face hurts afterwards, but it's so fun to put them in a gym where everybody's cheering for them, making it like a real high school game. So it's my favorite day of the year. We really love putting it on, and we're so grateful to the high school for letting us use their facilities and being able to do it locally.
Justin, we hear so much about these athletic opportunities, right, built for everyone, of all abilities, all sizes, all back. They're with maybe some of your varsity players. Yes. What is that interaction like?
I think the biggest thing that is something we take away from it is how these high school athletes have the ability to get outside themselves and serve people who really just love to play the game, who haven't had the same opportunities because of whatever they might have going on in life. These high school athletes that not only come from Middleburg, but other high schools come, right. And just to be able to serve them has been something that's really, really encouraging to see.
How does this, Amber, fit the spirit of Fellowship of Christian Athletes?
Oh, it's so fitting. We want to serve every athlete. We want to serve every coach. And so when we had the opportunity to do this, which was because of a camper who was playing basketball and just so much wanted to play.
Tell me about that. You shared it with me in email.
Yeah, so he was 9 or 10 at the time, and he had looked up to our sons who had played in front of people and packed out gyms. And he just kind of looked at me after camp one day. He's like, I'm never going to play in front of people, will I? I'll never have that high school experience. And I just looked at him, and I didn't really really have an answer for him. And because of where we are, we're in a more rural community. Those opportunities aren't readily available. So we decided to put it on for him and call it Hoop Dreams, because that's what he was dreaming of. And so just from that comment, we just got our community together and tried to fill the gym 3 years ago, and this is the third annual one. And so we just pack out that gym and make it as high school like as possible, and get the referees to come in and coaches and players from about 5 or 6 different high school and just give them the opportunity.
Anytime you start anything new, there's a challenge, right? To just get the word out or to gain momentum. Year 3 now. Is this as good as you thought it would be?
It's been better. It's so, like Amber mentioned, like your face hurts because there's such a tangible enjoyment of it. But more than that, it's just seeing that these dreams are coming true, these opportunities that they never thought they'd have. It's hard to wrap your head around, and it's definitely exceeded every expectation that I've had.
Easy to say the three of us here all love the sport of basketball. There's nothing quite like the sound of a ball going through the net. When one of these players makes a basket, can you describe, we've shown some of the video, what the reaction is on the court, but especially in the stands?
Well, it's fun because they get so competitive. And when baskets go in, not only do the fans go crazy, which is what we hoped for, we're always telling them, like, just cheer and be crazy. And when they shoot and they make that basket, you can just see on their face. And then they look to the crowd, like, did you see that? It's just the perfect partnership, small town community. Like, we feel so supported in doing it, and everybody's excited to have it, again this Saturday and fill the bleachers again.
Again, that's this Saturday afternoon at Middleburg High School, and there's a cheer squad too.
There is a cheer squad, so if they don't want to play in the game, they can definitely come and cheer with our cheerleaders.
Is
Greg going to coach? Are you going to coach, Justin?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay.
Greg's our MC, so
all right. So he's
our Marv Albert on the sidelines.
Yeah.
All right. I would imagine it gets competitive among the coaches as well, right? No matter the scenario, a coach never likes to lose.
Correct.
That's great. Again, it's happening at Middleburg High School this Saturday afternoon. It's called Hoop Dreams. Get out and support this great event. I know there will be more to come for sure. And who knows how the Fellowship of Christian Athletes will continue to grow here in the Capital Region and across the state for that matter as well. Amber and Justin, thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chris.
At Marcella's Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on for cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair. You can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
Overwhelmed with holiday shopping? Relax. Elpin House has you covered. Give the gift of adventure with the latest in Yeti coolers and drinkware, plus home goods from Stonewall Kitchen family of brands. Check out our incredible selection of skis and snowboards from the industry's top manufacturers and the best in performance winter apparel. And an Elpin House gift card is the perfect stocking stuffer. Make it a holiday season they'll never forget. Find something for everyone on your list. Visit Elpin House Ski Shop in Amsterdam, Clifton Park, and High Adventure in Latham. Or shop online anytime at elpinhouse.com.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpin House.
All right, back on Onorato and Miller here. That's Hoop Dreams happening at Middleburg High School on Saturday night here, Onorato and Miller. All right, let's get into our NFL picks here, Ash, shall we?
Let's do it. They're not good.
Still not good.
Consistently not good.
She says, here are the picks from last week, excluding the 2 college games in which we went 0-2. The records, 3-4 each last week. We are still well below 500. Let's get into the games. This is where the good stuff is happening this weekend. Sunday's games are really, really good. Bills and Patriots. Buffalo on the road, favored, having already lost to New England once this season. We're both taking the Bills. Why? We think Buffalo is just sort of figuring this thing out. They're not going to get swept by the Patriots. Talk to me.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get swept by the Patriots. I think I'm still a believer that Buffalo is the best version of themselves yet. I think we saw parts of it last week, like when all of a sudden that game flipped on its head because the defense came up with 2 huge plays. Josh Allen comes up with this huge run. They have that big play ability. I just don't think they have the consistency yet. They haven't played a game from start to finish that you've been like, wow, this is the team that has the ability to win the Super Bowl. So I'm still not convinced they're going to win a Super Bowl, but I'm also not as big a believer in, I just for some reason can't get my mind wrapped around the New England Patriots being the best team in the AFC East.
Yeah, I'm taking Buffalo here too, just believing that, I don't know, Josh Allen puts the cape on again. The better team is New England right now. And I know people will look at the schedule and say, well, the Patriots haven't, other than the win, right? I mean, they won at Buffalo and they won at Tampa. Very manageable schedule, but it just feels very different with Vrabel there as the head coach. And I don't believe Drake May is the MVP, but I understand he's the second choice in Vegas after Matthew Stafford. I waffled on this one for a while. It feels like the end for Kansas City, the way Travis Kelce can't hang on to the football, Mahomes throwing interceptions that are not entirely his fault. The Chargers looked pretty good on Monday night, even though they needed overtime to beat the Eagles. And Herbert is obviously banged up. But American Hampton is back for them. The pass rush in Kansas City doesn't scare me, so I'm not worried about the offensive line issues for LA. And so you're going to give me the hook on a 3.5. I'll take the Chargers.
I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop myself from saying, like, I'm convinced that this Chiefs team is going to figure it out. They're not. But it's clear that they're not. So if they get to the point where they sort of figure it out enough to win games, fine. But they're not the team of old. And it just seems like they're getting old quickly. Like, and Mahomes isn't old, but Kelce goes off into the sunset. You got to get someone else fresh in there that's going to kind of rejuvenate this team, because Patrick Mahomes is like dying on the vine here.
The team I just can't.
I don't know why.
I'm going to take the Ravens here to cover the number on the road at Cincinnati, even though Lamar Jackson just continues to not look great. Burrow does, aside from a couple of picks in Buffalo late. I'm taking the Ravens here. I still think they win this division. Call me crazy.
Home dog.
Enough said. Lions and Rams. Your Lions? Okay.
Yeah, I'm on the Lions just because that number, it's not that big of a number. It's a touchdown. Yeah. Okay, fine. And I do really like the Rams, but I'm going with the Lions just because I felt like the number was a little bit big for two teams who are two of the better teams in the NFL.
Yeah, for me, it's the pass rush for the Rams, and it's the soft secondary for Detroit that made up my mind here. Somehow that LA covers the number here. Packers are favored at Denver. Here's where I'm going home dog here. Well, look, Green Bay, everybody's back on. Oh, Packers are. And if I showed you the odds, they're, I think, the third choice currently in Vegas to win the Super Bowl.
That wouldn't be my third choice.
Every time we've started to buy into Green Bay as being a title contender, there's a disappointment. And losing at Denver would not be a real disappointment. It would be. You're supposed to be
But
this
that's not a
team,
bad loss.
But it's correct.
Yeah.
But if you want to win this division, you got to win some games like the one at Denver for sure. Sunday night, Vikings and Cowboys were both on Dallas here. Minnesota's not very good.
No.
Forget what happened last week. It was the Commanders, people. Dallas can make the playoffs. The offense is so good. Dak is playing at a high level. I think it's a high-scoring game from the Cowboys side of things, and they cover the number.
Yeah, and that division is bad in Dallas, and I wasn't really a believer in Dak for MVP, and I'm still not, but he's playing good enough football, and that George Pickens move is as good a move as has been made in the NFL in quite some time.
Yep. Here are our picks for the week. Week 15 in the NFL. All right, we're going to take another quick break here on Onorato and Miller. We've got a cool raffle happening right now for the Nash Weston Onorato Memorial Foundation.
For the biggest RV event of the year, the Saratoga City Center RV Show. Explore the latest RVs the industry has to offer and bring the family because admission is free. This is the lowest pricing you'll see all year, and once the show ends, so do the savings. Don't miss the Saratoga City Center RV Show, January 8th through 11th.
The great thing about novices, no matter who you are, they're going to put all the detail in the world into your brand. I feel like they have been a big part of my success, making me feel comfortable. This is Harrison Butker, Super Bowl champion kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Claim your crown.
Overwhelmed with holiday shopping? Relax. Alpen House has you covered. Check out our incredible selection of skis and snowboards and the best in performance winter apparel. And an Alpen House gift card is the perfect stocking stuffer. Visit Alpen House Ski Shop in Amsterdam, Clifton Park, and High Adventure in Latham.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpen House.
Hey everybody, Chris and Ash at Big Moose Furniture in the Lake George outlets, Lake George, New York, and we are here with Jim, the owner, who wants to do something really special for the Nash Weston Onorato Memorial Foundation.
And he's already done something really special for us. Look at this awesome sign that Jim made for us. Thank you so much. I know we've said thank you before, but this wasn't enough for you. And we so appreciate that. And so our idea was, because he makes such beautiful woodwork, was to raffle off a custom sign. Ours obviously has our son's name on it. Your sign, if you win the raffle, it can say whatever you'd like. Jim will custom make it for you.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a raffle. Buy the raffle tickets. We'll pull a name. If you win, you can pay Jim a visit to his beautiful store up here and pay him a visit anyway. Even if you don't win, pay him a visit. Such cool stuff. We're going to take you for a spin around real quick.
I mean, the furniture here is beautiful. So many unique items. I'm looking at like wine barrel, pub seats over there, the wine racks. The furniture is incredible, from dining room tables and things like that. It's great. Why are you as philanthropic as you are? Our foundation is not the only one you are helping.
Well, you get out of life what you put into it. And sometimes it could be the simplest thing or the biggest thing in the world, but it all depends on how it's taken and what the benefit of it is. What's the outcome? So
thank you so much. We appreciate it. Beautiful sign. You can be the new owner of a sign like this. It can say whatever you want. Please enter the raffle, buy a ticket.
Buy more than one ticket.
Buy multiple tickets. And again, if you don't win, come up here anyway.
Right. The more tickets you buy, the better chance you've got.
Yeah. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your support as well.
Come see Jim at Big Moose Furniture. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
It's time for the biggest RV event of the year, the Saratoga City Center RV Show. Explore the latest RVs the industry has to offer and bring the family because admission is free. This is the lowest pricing you'll see all year, and once the show ends, so do the savings. Don't miss the Saratoga City Center RV Show, January 8th through 11th.
The great thing about novices, no matter who you are, they're going to put all the detail in the world into your brand. I feel like they have been a big part of my success, making me feel comfortable. This is Harrison Butker, Super Bowl champion kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Claim your crown.
Overwhelmed with holiday shopping? Relax, you covered. Check out our incredible selection of skis and snowboards and the best in performance winter apparel. And an Alpen House gift card is the perfect stocking stuffer. Visit Alpen House Ski Shop in Amsterdam, Clifton Park, and High Adventure in Latham.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpen House.
All right, Forever Franzi, the 2025 Bracket Buster. Quick info. This weekend, the weekend after that, and the weekend after that, Hudson Valley, Siena, and Union. HVCC this weekend. Tons of high school games. Go check it out.